is an unfortunate truth in the real estate industry that many buyers, after closing on their home, feel like their buyer's agent was just so-so. This is unacceptable in our minds, and here's 7 red flags to avoid when hiring a buyer's agent. The first red flag to avoid when hiring a buyer's agent might seem obvious, and that is get an agent with the right experience. And this doesn't necessarily mean time in the industry. This means the number one most important experience, and that is number of closed sales under their belt. This matters because you might have a third-year agent who's already sold 50 or 60 homes. They've been through so many more scenarios and negotiations, maybe bidding wars. They've worked through so many more than maybe an agent who's been in the industry 7 years, but is only selling 2 to 4 homes a year, which surprisingly is the industry average. Real estate agents only average selling between 5 and 7 homes a year. So get the agent with the right experience. Second red flag to avoid is hiring a buyer's agent that doesn't actually know the area that you're buying in. In our example in Northern Colorado, we see this sometimes where, hey, I've got my buyer's agent, they're a friend from Denver, and I want to buy a house in Fort Collins. Unless that agent has a proven track record of closed sales in the Fort Collins area, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get you the insights on neighborhoods, school systems, what's the livability of that area, what, actually just sold around the corner. A really local agent knows all of those things, and it's invaluable to you in your home search. Third red flag to avoid is hiring an agent that has no team support, no administrative staff, no transaction coordination. Solo agents can be great. I know tons of them that are just super quality agents, and most of them have at minimum a transaction coordinator helping keep all the details and paperwork in order, because the life of a real estate agent is super busy. So if you've got a solo agent running around servicing a ton of clients and they've got zero help or support, that's going to come through in potentially them missing details and just less service to you. Number 4, avoid hiring an agent with a weak online presence. Now, online doesn't mean they sell homes better than the next agent, but if they've got no real dialed in or polished website or social media presence, it just shows, how seriously and professionally do they take their business, and that can tell you a lot of what you need to know about who you're dealing with. Fifth red flag for buyer's agents is schedule availability. Now, it might seem crazy, but once a buyer's agent has upwards of 4 buyers actively shopping, they are a very busy buyer's agent at that point. So if you're hearing things like, well, yeah, I've got a dozen folks looking right now, that's a red flag to pay attention to. And also, now bless this agent's heart, but if they're saying, well, I coach soccer Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I volunteer over here on this committee, and then I've got a beach house in Cabo that we're at a week out of every quarter. Just think about schedule availability, and again, if they don't have a team helping them show properties, then that is going to cut into their availability to show you on a moment's notice. And sometimes you've got to be able to jump out at a moment's notice to get your dream home under contract. Sixth red flag when you're interviewing a buyer's agent is they have no off-market property opportunities. A buyer's agent, a good one, should have specifically ways that they target and have access to off-market properties. They should really already have a developed list of potential sellers that they can go find off-market properties for you. Really, at least 1 or 2 a week. When you're actively shopping, they should be hunting through their database and through their connections with other agents to get you opportunities that maybe other buyers aren't seeing. And the 7th and final red flag to avoid when hiring a buyer's agent is that they don't offer any special value adds to you. If they simply approach their job as a buyer's agent as, hey, great, well, send me any homes you want to see and I'll go open the door for you. That's a very limited and passive approach to buyer agency. Value adds, additional value adds might include they have a in-house handyman service. They've got off-market properties like I mentioned. They've got cash buy opportunities. If you get into a bidding war, they've got connections to turn you into a power cash buyer. Just creative set of toolbox items for you to use. They should be presenting these as opportunities and why you should work with them. I'm Chris Mullenberg, the founder of the Mullenberg real estate team at eXp Realty, and it is unfortunate so many buyers feel underserved or just unimpressed by their buyer agency experience. We're here in this industry to change that. If you've had an awesome experience with a buyer's agent, excellent. Then you may resonate with some of these and be able to tell your friends, avoid these 7 red flags when hiring a buyer's agent.